Live. It's random live time. And let's get the serious stuff out of the way. Today, I'm going to be holding the space to raise our vibration because the world is at a crazy place. We're in a crazy juncture, my friend. There's a lot of lunacy doing the rounds at the moment. So we're going to add a little bit of lunacy, but we're going to make it fun lunacy today. But in fairness, I am going to hold the space so we can raise our vibration. And we're going to do that through having a little bit of fun. That is the plan. That is the plan. That's why I've decided not to go with anything serious on the title. So any random lunatic can turn up to this thread just to wonder what the hell is a cat doing on the on the front of it, and what is WTF live? What is that? What does it mean? Where is that going to go? Well, if the truth be known, I'm not quite sure, my Jedi friends. But the fact is that we are going to have a bit of fun. And one thing I am going to do is I'm going to hold the space for some good stuff to come through. Because what I'm seeing at the moment is a very polarizing energies happening, and we're at a dangerous, dangerous place in society. We're being teed up for a revolution, my Jedi friends. So let's have a fun revolution on this live stream and tone things down a little bit. So I'm here in the UK, and today there was a massive, massive march in London because everyone's fed up with the government and the media, and rightly so. I don't know if any of you are tracking what has just happened in Nepal. It's absolute lunacy. They've just overthrown the government. A load of Gen Zers. They've just absolutely decided to kick them all out, and I believe they've got on Discord to decide who's going to be the next PM. Now I laugh about that stuff, but this is serious stuff. There's revolutions happening all over the world right now, so we need something a little bit. Let's have a fun revolution. That's what we'll do today, my Jedi friends. We will have some fun. We will see where it goes. We will hold the space. So before anyone comes on and starts getting in the messages, let's set the space for something good here. So for those of you that are new to me, I run energy workshops, and I show people how to use energy and how to use their minds to energize their life and to feel better. That's what I do. And as I say that, I've got Luna Elmwood saying hi. Hello, Luna. Thank you for joining me. And I've got Edward Caballero saying hi. Well, thank you both. Thank you both for being the first ones up to the comment section. So we're going to have a bit of fun today, and I'm actually going to show you. I'm going to give you a live demonstration of how you can feel better. There you go. How you can feel better. So I work with energy, and I take out all the woo-woo, and I just make it very simple and practical of how this can change your life, because it's good shit, folks. It really is. I've got Elaine Simons in. Hi from West Sussex. Well, hello, Elaine. I've got another Brit on the line after all these marches today. It's been a little bit lively over here in the country, has it not? We are seeing definitely some liveliness at the moment. And it's all over X. X is reporting it. Yes, it's all happening. It's happening here in the UK right now. The far right are marching. Well, that's what the mainstream media. It's actually the people that have lived here for all their life that are just fed up with being told what they can and can't say, and they can and can't think. So here we go. We've got Edward says, cool. Well, thanks, Edward. Thanks for joining us. We've got Charlie Baker, who says 67, 67, 67. Well, fair play to you, Charlie Baker. 68, 68, 68. How's that? Let's have a look. So, K Bro, who's this? K Bro, don't support the LGHD TV community. Don't support them. Why wouldn't I? I don't even know what that comment is. Don't support them. Whatever. Charlie Baker, hi. How are you? Hi, Charlie. I'm actually fine and dandy today. I've decided to raise my vibe to do this little live stream and see where it goes, because we need a little bit. Edward says 67 is a meme, and Nora says 67 and then says hi. Well, that's a strange way to say hi, but fair play to you, Nora, and fair play to you, Edward. I've got Charlie back, 67. Look at that. I've got Jamie Budd going, hi. Well, hi to you all. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for joining me, my Jedi friends. Let's have a bit of fun. So let's set the space. Let's set the space. Let's do some practical energy work so that you can listen and you can actually start feeling better as you listen to what I've got to say. Or not, as the case may be. You may choose to just sign off because you've had enough. And Charlie says, I subscribe to you. Well, thank you, Charlie. I appreciate that. That helps me, my Jedi friend. See, the YouTube algorithm has not been very kind to me lately. Maybe I'm a bit too controversial. Maybe it doesn't like my content. Maybe it's trying to hide me from the algorithm. But what I've found is that the only time that the algorithm is anyway favorable to me is when I do these live verticals. So here I am. I just decide to show up. I've just decided to show up and talk whatever, go down whatever rabbit hole I'm taken to with the comments. So that's what we're doing. And Charlie says, and I like. Well, thank you, Charlie. You and the other 3 legends who have liked this. That really helps me. That helps me to get on the radar of YouTube. Say, what is this random bald bloke with a cat? What is he even talking about? Is he just a random lunatic? And I may just be a random lunatic. So there you go. I appreciate it, Charlie. I appreciate everybody that likes it. It really is good. I've got J Fitness and Wellbeing and a nice voice. Well, thank you, J Fitness and Wellbeing. He's fascinating. Wow, that's very kind. Whether you're talking, if you're talking about me, but thanks very much anyway. Great comments. So firstly, thank you to everybody that's liked this this video. I'm guessing some of you are my regulars, so you've gone to like it without even knowing what I'm going to say, because you know the way that I roll. You know the way that I roll. And for everyone new on this thread, let me explain the way that I roll. This thread could go down any rabbit hole. I flow with the comments. I just go with the vibes. I go with the vibes on here. But what I do, what I'll do as a default is I will set the energy space for us all to raise our energy as we're on this vibe, on this live vibes. That's what I'm going to be giving you. So I've got on the moon, your head is so cool. What is it? Is so cool. Well, thank you, on the moon. It's funnily enough, I do actually have another channel. Here's a little PS. I call myself the Crypto Lunatic, and my videos are live from the Lunar Cafe. So you've really hit the mark there. On the moon. I sit on the moon on the Lunar Cafe on my other channel. So there you go. There's a little bit of wild random trivia. So there you go. I want to see you with black shades. Well, maybe one day on the moon you will see that. You will see that. Edward says his head. And then laughy face. I've got, who's this? Genghis Budak says Johnny Sins. Well, I don't know who Johnny Sins is, but I'll take your word. I'll take your word for it. Genghis Budak. Fair play. What a name that is. So I've got Grace Pavic here. Hi, Grace. Nice to have you here on the thread. I've got Dishod. What has he said? Cal Botter, I've got no idea, but I see a couple of these, so I'll give you a couple back. Look, 2. 2 of them. J Fitness and Wellbeing. Do you like Tommy Robinson? Yes, I do. I do. I think that anyone that would be prepared to go to jail for speaking their truth, and I've watched all of his documentaries. I watched what he did to Panorama and caught them absolutely lying and making up information about him. I think he's incredibly brave. I don't think he's perfect. I don't agree with everything that he says. But anyone that would go to jail for speaking their truth, especially in this current climate and environment, is somebody worth listening to. My own personal opinion. So let's have a look here. Dishod says hi. Well, hello, Dishod. Thank you for coming. I've got Elaine Simons. I do. So I've lost the context of what you do, Elaine, but I'll take your word for it. Oh, do you like Tommy Robinson? Oh, you like Tommy Robinson. Yeah, fair play, Elaine. I'm with you there. On the moon, message retracted. There you go. I'm too slow to get the messages before they change their mind. We've got JP 1878 with Johnny Sins again and 4 laughy faces at an angle with tears coming out. So I'm in 4 of them. So fair play. There must be a Johnny Sins thing going on here, folks. Unfortunately for you, I don't know what the hell or who the hell Johnny Sins is, but I'll take your word for it if I look a little bit like him. So let's have a look. Edward says, what? And then there's a laughy face, but it's not one at an angle. It's a straight laughy face with the tears coming out of both sides. So there's a lot of laughing going on there. And JP 1878 has said, Google Johnny Sins, pal. He's a scientist and a doctor. Well, I'm neither. If you're looking for science or medical intervention, the closest I came to that is once upon a time I was a nurse. So there you go. So I've got a slight medical slant, but I'm no doctor. In fact, I specialize in falling out with doctors because I can identify when they're full of shit. And they really don't like somebody that knows what questions to ask. So there you go. There's a little bit of random trivia for you folks, a bit of random trivia. So On the Moon says Johnny Sins is the GOAT. It was a GOAT. Well, fair play. Fair play to the GOAT of Johnny Sins. There you go. So I won't give you science or medics today. What I will give you is a live experience, my Jedi friends. A live experience is what you'll get here. I've got RCP has jumped in the house saying hola. Well, Allah, RCP. I'm guessing that you are Spanish or one of the Latin American countries. I've got Edwards back. Do you know who LeBron James is? Well, I do believe that LeBron is does he play basketball? Is that who it is? LeBron James, says RCP. So there you go. Do I know? Well, I don't really follow much American sport, but one thing I do is watch the Super Bowl every year because I was in the States one year. I've spent about a year in the States. I used to work in summer camps over there back in the day and travel all over. So I've done road trips coast to coast in the States. There you go. There's a bit of random trivia for you. I've traveled in 11 days from New Jersey to LA. I've traveled up to Seattle and then back across the top of America from Seattle. All the way across to Buffalo and then back down to New York. So there you go. There's a bit of random trivia. Did that all in the summer. Worked in a summer camp and then did that mad road trip. It was great fun. It was great fun, my Jedi friends. So let's have a look. Oh, I'm falling behind now. I've got a grievance. Talk a shill. I think that's what it says. Trump is great. Bow to the Trump bow to Trump peasants. Well, fair play. Fair play to you. On the Moon, a night with LeBron James of 500,000. But on the basis that I really don't know LeBron James particularly well or have no affiliation, I'll take the 500 grand any time. So let's have a look. Edward says, wow, you really travel. I do, Edward. That was one of my things in my younger years. So here's a little bit. I'll give you a bit of random trivia of my life. So I used to work in my mid-20s. I used to work as a nurse and I used to work with people at the end of life. And they all had the same regrets, that they spent their whole life looking forward to a happy retirement and then they didn't have the health to enjoy the money. So they wished they'd done it all earlier and they encouraged me to do the stuff that I loved, even though my family were telling me to do the complete opposite. So what I did was I decided, right, that's it. I'm going to go and travel the world. So I worked 6 summers over in the States, having a right laugh and traveling. I did a couple of years over in Australia and then went through Southeast Asia at the end of it. I lived in Southeast Asia for a couple of years and my friend decided to set up a bar. I was in Thailand when the tsunami hit the other side of the peninsula. So I didn't actually get caught with the wave. But I was super drunk at the time. So there you go. That's a lot of random trivia. I spent about just over 6 years traveling, going around, exploring the world. So that is the thing, because you never know when you're going to die. And that's one thing that nursing taught me. You're never going to get a warning sign. There's no, oh, you've got a couple of days to live. It's like, well, some people die with loads of regrets and other people do their bucket list early. I, my friends, did my bucket list early. So if anything happens to me, I'm covered. I'm covered. I've lived it. I've had some mad experiences. I have lived on the wild side, my Jedi friends. The wild side. Some wild tales in there. I'm slightly more sensible these days. That comes with age. Oh, hang on. Let's have a little look. I'm missing out on the. Oh, hello. I'm really missing out on the comments here. So let's have a look. RCP. Thoughts on 3 things in the UK that the government should work on or improve. Only 3 things, RCP. Only 3. Well, 1, they should start representing the people that pay their taxes. Secondly, they should stop making policies that make all of our millionaires and billionaires leave the country because they're a bunch of idiots. And thirdly, they should stop illegal immigration and putting them in hotels at taxpayers' expenses. So there's 3 things they could start with. There you go. On the moon, let's have a look. You hurt my soul. I'm sorry about that, on the moon. Was that because I wouldn't spend time with LeBron for 500,000? RCP, did OJ do it? Of course he did. Of course he did. I don't think anyone was in any real doubt about that. Let's have a look. Anyone seen Charlie Kirk? Well, unless you're passed to the other side, I'm not going to. I'm going to assume that no one has seen Charlie Kirk unless you're psychic. So I'm not quite sure why you would ask that. Not been seen since Wednesday. Well, N1 Afe. I mean, I don't even know what to say to that comment. I'm just going to move on. Edward, they were teaching you young, so you didn't have regret. Absolutely. That was the thing. On the moon, you talk cool. Well, thank you, on the moon. That's very kind. Let's have a look. Sean is here. He's got an I. You're a PD file. Well, Sean, one thing that I found in my life, it's usually the people do the accusing of the stuff like that are the people you've got to watch out for. So, Sean, we now know who to look for. People that come out with that as a first comment, well, that is usually the people that are on the Epstein list. So, Sean, I'm guessing you're Mandelson's friend, are you? And Edward says, Sean, whoa. Yeah, beware, Sean, folks. People that throw that shit about are usually the ones that are trying to get the attention away from them. So, Sean, welcome to the thread. Let's have a look. Gasson A. That's crazy first comment. Well, as I say, Gasson A. It takes one to see one. You usually find in those circles. So, yes, I wouldn't be meeting up with Sean, especially. That's why I make these threads not for kids, because of people like Sean that might just jump on. So Edward says, laughy face, and it's a straight face with the laughy tears. You've got to love it. So, folks, let me allow me, if you will, to raise your vibration a little bit now. So I teach practical energy work. So I've trained in lots of different energy systems. And what I'm going to do is simplify it for you now. So if you want to feel better live, follow my instructions on my Jedi friends. Get yourself comfortable, slow down your breathing, and ground yourself. And if you don't know what grounding yourself is, just imagine a ball of light at the center of the earth with a cord connecting to the base of your spine, and slow down your breathing. Because, my Jedi friends, your breathing controls your mood. The slower you breathe, the better you'll feel. And as you do that, just imagine a ball of light above you and light coming through you. So you're connected above and below. And as you slow down your breathing and you're connected above and below, you will feel your energy rise as you listen. So there you go, something very practical. And you don't have to visualize that. You only need to follow the instructions, because energy follows thought, my friends. Energy follows thought. So let's have a look. Where are we at? Gassan A. Whereabouts are you from? I'm from the UK. I'm here in sunny Hertfordshire, Gassan A. Whereabouts are you from, my Jedi friends? In fact, let me know where you're from all over the globe on this thread, my friends. So let's have a look. RCP, 3 things you like the most of the UK. Well, 1, the sense of humour. I've travelled all over the world. The UK sense of humour is absolute legendary. Secondly, before all this nonsense happened, this was actually one of the safest, most multicultural, great fun, brilliant places to visit in the world before all the lunacy started. And thirdly, what would I say? I like our history because I spent most of my time traveling and apologizing for it. And if you don't learn from your history, then you're never going to learn anything. It fascinates me how a tiny island conquered most of the world because we were ruthless bastards. Let's just say it as it was. And now I believe we've turned that corner. And usually, up until the current governments, the current couple of governments that we've just had, we were actually turning a corner. So there we go. That would be the 3 things I like the most. I've got Ladies Love Chronicles has jumped on. Oh, my Jedi legend friends, you are a ball of light. Well, thank you, Lady Love Chronicles. Great to have you back, my Jedi friend. It's great that the Jedis are joining this journey right now. Always good to have you on board. Let's have a look. I've got Best Friends for Life has just said hello. Well, thank you, Best Friends for Life. What a winner. Great to have you here. God loves you. Well, thank you. It's good to know. And your jokes. Well, thank you. That's very kind of you, Best Friends for Life. So let's have a look. Roman F, RIP to Charlie Vetch. I'm not sure who Charlie Vetch is. I know Charlie Kirk. Maybe that is a derivative, but if anyone's died, then RIP to them, and we can send them energy. The stuff that we've done now, we've set the energy space up. We can hold space. So one of the things, here's a quirky thing. I've helped a lot of people who've lost a loved one because I work with energy and I help them to reconcile that. So that's one of my random specialties. There you go, my Jedi friends. So let's have a look. I have got Batman LE2 on board. Hi, do you speak French? Bonjour. There you go. Sarah, lots of emojis. Well, thank you, Sarah. Thanks for the emojis. Ladies Love Chronicles. I was born with my braid buns already installed. Lol. Well, you were creative in the womb, weren't you, Ladies Love Chronicles? Well, fair play to you. Up the Wars TV has got here. Read my comments. Did I miss them? Up the Wars. Sorry, I was getting carried away. That's the first one I've seen. Let's have a look. I've got East 83. Where did you go? When did you go bald, brother? I'm on the way out too. Well, East 83, let me address that. So my hair started thinning in my early to mid 20s, around about 24, 25, it started to recede. By the time I hit about 27, 26, 27, I was getting a bald patch at the top and I didn't notice it. Someone took a picture of me. I was sat down and I was blaming the barber for cutting me a bald spot. And then I thought, you know what? I was traveling, I was backpacking at the time, and I just decided, you know what? I'm going to shave it all off. And from that moment, really, I've never looked back because what I had, I used to, before I shaved it off, I used to have a, what's the thing? A buzzy thing. I forgot what it's called now. I'm having a brain fart with that one, but a clipper is what I would do. I put it on a 4 or something or a 3, and I just cut all my hair. And what I found is that when I went into work, all the women I was working with, they just couldn't keep their hands off my head because it had like frizzy bits. And I thought, wow, I'd have done it years earlier if I'd known the effect it would have. So that's a very short or long way of saying that I've never looked back. It's been the best thing that's actually happened to me. I've now reached a stage that if I could grow my hair back, I wouldn't. It's way better here. And think about lockdown when everyone else had their hair in their eye and they couldn't get haircuts. For me, I was laughing. And for traveling, for backpacking, saves me a ton of money. My friend went to the barber. I went to the barber with him recently, and It's so expensive. I think going bald's been one of the best things that's happened to me. Absolutely best thing. Own it, brother. Own it. Shave your head and own it. That is the way to do it. It's all about energy and it's about confidence. And, you know, the people that need hair are the people that lack their confidence. Just shave it off and be you. That is what it is. Own it. Own it, my Jedi friend. Own it. It'll be the best thing that happens to you. Turn something dramatic, potentially, that a lot of men can't deal with and turn it into your friend. And that's energy. That's how energy works. So there you go. I've got Up the Wires TV. I liked and subscribed. Well, thank you, Up the Wires TV. That is very kind of you. Very kind. Batman LE2. Wow, I'm stunning about your French. Je ne sais quoi, but I don't know what it is. I've got a cup of tea. I'm going to have a sip. It's tea time for me. So let's talk energy, folks. Let's talk energy since you're here. Since you've dropped into this random chat, let me give you some energy. So for those of you that are late to the party, we've set our energy space up. I've given a set of instructions, which I shall repeat very quickly. So I've got everybody to imagine a ball of light at the center of the earth and a cord of light coming up from that to the base of their spine. Energy follows thought, so just following this instruction will mean that you're grounded. That's how you ground. Now, there's a lot of other ways to ground. If you've got your own way to ground, you use your own way, but that's just a very simple way that I use as a default. And if you slow down your breathing controls your mood. So this is something very, very practical from an energy perspective that you can do anytime if you're feeling stressed. Stress is caused by shallow breathing. So you can slow things down, slow your breathing down, and you'll feel better. Them's the facts, my Jedi friends. Them's the facts. So now from an energy perspective, if you want to receive more energy, just imagine a ball of light above your head, just beaming pure white light through you, through your whole body. So you've slowed down your breathing, you're grounded, you're connected below to energy, you're connected above to energy, and you're slowing down your breathing and you're improving your physiology. And that, my friends, is how really simply to raise your vibration, your mood, and your energy like that. So there you go. That's energy for you. I think that was too much for some tea. I saw a massive drop off in people watching this. He's gone woo-woo. He's gone way too left field now. That's too much. That's a step too far. Well, it may be. It may be, my Jedi friends. But for those who need it, for those that get it, you will know. You will know. I've worked out, and I've been in this field for long enough. When I first got into the world of energy, there's loads of people that didn't get it. There's loads of people that says, "Oh yeah, it's woo woo. It's you don't really get it. He's off on his tangent." And what I've found is that people that are doing stuff like this, which I think is really important for raising the vibration of the planet, most people won't get it. Most people will never understand it. And the thing is that the people that do understand it, they won't get to hear it if the people that are teaching it start believing the masses, because this sort of stuff is not for the masses. It's not for the masses. This stuff is energized for you to find this when you're ready. Yes, you saw a cat. Oh, what's this? What's going on? What's WTF live? And of course, we get all the trolls in. They don't last long on these threads. You'll notice, my friends, the trolls don't last long on these threads. The trolls that last the longest are the ones that listen through it and end up subscribing. And kudos to those trolls. I've been on with many a troll. We've had the dance. And then they realized, actually, he's talking a bit of sense. And what I found was that when the trolls came on, it was great for the algorithm, because they really got people chatting. And yet, look at me. I've stunned you all into silence now. He stunned them. Whatever that bald bloke has done, the comments have dried up all of a suddenly. That, my friends, is what energy can do. It's what energy can do to the masses, to the algorithm, to your mood, to your thoughts. There you go. So there you have it. And the slower you, as you listen, here's a little trick. Here's an amplification mechanism. As you listen, consciously slow down your breathing. Slow it down. Your breathing controls your mood. Now, if you follow me, or if you're going to follow me, or you know my work at all, you'll know that I talk about this a lot. Slow down your breathing, because your breathing controls your mood. People want instant, quick fixes when they come to energy work. Oh, is it going to heal me? No, I'm going to give you absolute. I'm going to start by giving you a quick fix way to increase your energy and to reduce your stress. And that's it. Slow down your breathing. Your breathing controls your mood. Energy work, your breathing controls your mood. Energy work, your breathing controls your mood. There you go. That's not so woo-woo, is it? That's actually very practical, science-based. And part of my role on my journey, I used to give stress management workshops. I used to teach people about stress management and how it works. And part of it is educating people as to what stress is, how it works, and how unchecked stress will lead to illness every single time. And then talking about techniques to reduce it. There's two ways to reduce stress. One is to get rid of the causes that are causing it, and the other one is to develop techniques to manage it. The first is the best. The second is a necessary evil for things like work or situations that you might find yourself in where you need to deal with stressful situations. So there you have it, my Jedi friends. There's a bit of random info for you, a bit of random info and a bit of energy that you've had on this thread today. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought that a cat with WTF live was going to energize you on this thread? But I see that not everybody is up for energizing. We've had like the drop off. So the people, those of you that are still here now, this was obviously designed for you. And that's what energy is all about, my Jedi friends. That is what it's about. It's simple. It's simple. 90% of energy work is believing it, and 10% is technique. And within that 90% of believing it is actually testing it for long enough to see if it works or not. Most people will dismiss it without ever testing it. They'll become experts in what energy is without ever having used it. And that's the truth, my Jedi friends. That's the truth. The non-believers, the non-testers will be very opinionated. And isn't that a call for life? People that don't understand stuff will suddenly become experts in it. And that is the world that we live in these days, my Jedi friends, that we must all navigate. The lunacy of life is where it's at, the lunacy of life. So for those of you that are here, you've had a very practical application of what energy is. And if you're still listening, hopefully you're still following the instruction to slow down your breathing. And if you've been doing that naturally since I called it, you'll probably find yourself a lot calmer, a lot more peaceful right now, and a lot more zen. I noticed that the troll comments have stopped. I noticed that all the comments have stopped, funnily enough. It's obviously working. That's how I see it, because now we're getting a slow, steady rise in people joining in. So that's my intention, and that's what I do. There you go. There you go, my Jedi friends. That's how I do it. That's how I roll. I create energy spaces for people to feel better, practically, and to embrace the trolls when they can be bothered to come on. So, interesting times. We live in interesting times, my Jedi friends, and this is your call to take control of your own energy. because you're the CEO of your thoughts, your feelings, and your outcomes. And that's where energy comes into it. That's why we're here, my Jedi friends. That's why we're here. So with that bombshell, boom, I think that the message has been said. I think we're done. I believe that we're done. Unless anyone's got any questions, any comments, anything that they want to say, I shall probably end this stream within the next couple of minutes, because it feels like we have reached conclusion, that I've given you what I needed on this stream, which is a very simple, practical energy tip to help you to take control of your own energy and to feel better whenever you choose to. This is about having a set of techniques to get yourself out of even the darkest place. The darkest place, my Jedi friends, which we must all walk occasionally. And it is that dark place that's the reason that so many people commit suicide, because they don't have these techniques to get out of that space. And ultimately, that's what it can do if you learn to master this, is keep you on the level, keep you wanting to live, keep you energized, my Jedi friends. And you have found this stream for a reason. And if you're still watching, I'd just like to thank you for joining me. It has been a blast. It has been a blast. Thank you for all the new people and my usual Jedis that jumped on the thread today. It was great connecting with you all. It's been good fun. It's been a blast. It's been a blast. And if you've subscribed to the channel, by all means, jump on the video, get in the comments. If you've got any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. So my Jedi friends, stay energized, stay in your own power and energy, and have fun, because we need a little bit more fun in the world. So thank you, and good night.